Well, it is tax season here in the US, and my friends, you know what that means. It means it is time for us to give account to our federal overlords for the decisions that we've made throughout the year, both good and bad. And as it turns out, there's some pretty interesting new information that has come out for all of us in the world of crypto itself and how the IRS counts it. So in this video, we are going to cover a couple of those things that you need to know coming right up. So thanks for joining me today, my friends. My name is Wes Spencer. I'm a technologist. I'm definitely a huge cybersecurity nerd and an entrepreneur in that world. And also, I love me some crypto. I've been in crypto for many, many years, and this is something I love to devote some time to in my channel. Now, as we jump into this, my lawyers always want me to say these words: I am not an accountant. I am not your accountant. This is not financial advice. This is just me as a friend showing you some things that I think are important. If you go into the comments, which I hope you leave one, by the way, and you ask me for financial advice, I probably am not going to reply. And if you do see a reply from some guy that looks like me without my little badge icon over it, and he wants to talk to you on like Signal or WhatsApp, he's definitely not me. So PSA out there, those scammers are everywhere, and they definitely infiltrate the comments. Okay, so let's jump into all of this. There have been some new and emerging changes and clarifications from our friends at the IRS, and I wanted to talk about a couple of those things that are important for you and me, and really honestly some questions that I get all the time from my friends when tax season comes due. One of those questions is this right here. Do I have to pay taxes when I buy my crypto for the year, but I don't like transfer it to another crypto? I don't sell it. What does the IRS do about that? Do I have to pay taxes on what I buy? So let's take a look at all of this. I have got our IRS 1040 for this year's tax return for the last year of 2020 right here in front of me. And there's something that has popped up on this that I think is really interesting. And they brought it to the front page, so to speak. And not just to the front page, but like right after your personal information you fill out, like literally right after that, here is what they ask you. Look at this right here. At any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in virtual currency? Yes or no? Finite, firm answer. Did you or did you not? Now, this is really interesting. The first thing that's interesting is, do you notice they put this like before like deductions, before dependents, before like any of the other standard stuff? They ramped this up to the very top. Why is that? Well, a lot of financial experts are saying, look, they don't want there to be room for confusion. From now on, you are not going to be able to get out of this. Well, I didn't know. I had no idea I was supposed to pay my taxes on my cryptocurrency gains. Well, that is not going to be so easy anymore when they get to say, yo, did you not see that we put this right on the front page, dude? Like, you can't get rid of it. You can't get out of this idea. So why did they do that? Well, again, for I think many years, people have kind of dodged it. And if you look at what's happened with crypto blowing up, all of a sudden crypto has made millionaires out of many of us over the past few years. And those that wish to actualize their status of being a millionaire, in other words, like not just being in the Moon Lambo Club, but selling some crypto to get that Moon Lambo or pay off credit card debts or pay off your school debt or whatever it is, that is a taxable event. And by the way, this gets into another question that people ask me all the time is, at some point, is the government going to like shut down Bitcoin and crypto? I mean, isn't that a threat to them? And you have to understand that every division inside the federal government have different like perspectives and different interests. The interest of the IRS is much, much different than the interest of, for example, FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Let me give you an example. The IRS is all about taxes. And at the end of the day, if the IRS has the ability to tax your gains inside of the world of crypto, they're super happy with it. They see this as an opportunity in which they can get additional taxes. And so they're happy with it. Now, they need to have a couple of conduits in order for this to happen and for them to stay happy. The first conduit is they get reporting information from Bitcoin and other crypto exchanges. In other words, for example, Coinbase, let's say you use them. Coinbase reports what you buy and sell through their platform to the federal government. That's why all exchanges, at least here in the US, have a KYC program, a know your customer. They want to make sure that you are who you say you are because they're going to be reporting data on all of that. Don't think that this is like insidious or something. This is the exact same thing that like Schwab, Robinhood, E-Trade, all the other like financial platforms do the same exact thing. So the federal government, at least in terms of the IRS, is saying as long as I have reporting capabilities and I can see what you're doing and make sure I can tax it, have fun. Like, that's cool by me. So no, I don't think you'll ever see the IRS be the ones to shut it down. Now, I mentioned other agencies in the federal government that do have different ideas. You talk to FBI, you talk to FinCEN. They're not concerned with the taxing capabilities. They're concerned with how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, maybe Monero and others, are used for ransomware payments, for dark web like transactions. They are looking at it from the criminal side of the house, and that is totally different. So could those organizations lead to a shutdown, or at least an attempted shutdown of cryptocurrency in the future? Well, yeah, I think that is some amount of possibility. We have to be honest, right? And so I chased that rabbit for a minute on the video just to say this. You have to understand when it comes to the question of, is the government ever going to shut crypto down? I think the answer really just comes down to it depends on what agency we're talking about that might lead that movement. But I can tell you this, in all likelihood, it will not be the IRS because they want to make tax out of all of that. So we see this in the IRS 1040. You see the question right at the very top so that you can't ignore it. You can't miss it. It's their way of saying it's up at the very top. It's that important to us. And you're not going to say that you didn't know about it anymore. But let's get to the second question. And I've got another tab for you. So the IRS actually does, believe it or not, keep a pretty good FAQ on virtual currency. And they do this because there's been a lot of questions over this for a very long time, as you know, and as I know. And while it might seem that they're kind of slow to respond, let's be honest, for a federal agency, it takes some time to understand what cryptocurrency is, how it impacts the IRS code itself, and how they need to change and adapt. And so I would say as quick as they can, they do a pretty good job keeping this up to date. And I want to show you something that just came out yesterday in their FAQ. So it is brand spanking new. Now, why did it come out so recently? And what does it hold for you and me? Well, let's take a look at this. As we scroll down, notice right here, question 5. I've already got this highlighted. It says, the 2020 Form 1040 asks whether at any time during 2020 I received, sold, sent, exchanged, or otherwise acquired any financial interest in virtual currency. We just saw that question, didn't we? And then it says this, during 2020, I purchased virtual currency with real currency and had no other virtual currency transactions during the year. Must I enter yes to the 1040 question? Okay, so let's unpack that for a minute. Basically, this is a question that's frequently asked to the federal government that says, yeah, I did some buying, but all I did was I just bought, I purchased, I didn't sell, I didn't transfer. In other words, I didn't take like Ethereum and move it to like Cardano or anything like that. No, none of that kind of stuff. I just bought some. What do I need to do in the future? Well, let's take a look at their answer here. So we click this and notice this came out on March 2nd, the time of this video, yesterday. So really, really recent. So the answer is no. If this is a good answer for us, the answer is no. If your only transactions involved virtual currency during 2020 were purchases, see that? Were purchases of virtual currency with real currency, you are not required to answer yes to the 1040 form. That's big news. That's important. In other words, you do not have a taxable event. Unless your CPA overrides my opinion. I will always defer to them because I am not giving you financial advice. I'm just reading to you what the federal government is saying when it comes to taxable events with cryptocurrency. And so I think this is really good and useful information. Now, if you did sell, if you did transfer, if you did have some kind of movement with that, what do you do about it? Well, that is not a question for me to answer. I know how to answer it, but I am not going to answer it because, again, I am not giving you financial advice. I am not your CPA. I am not your financial planner and never would ever want to be. I'm just saying that you need to have some conversations with whoever handles your financial matters. Okay, so there you have it. That is the answer. That is some breaking news from our friends in the federal government all around what to do with taxes and our crypto. If I only bought, and let me go back to this just so you can see it. If I only bought and I didn't transfer, I didn't exchange, I didn't sell, when I see this question here, I do not have to say yes. That's a good thing, at least as far as I'm concerned. Although, again, your representative, your CPA may disagree. And if so, follow their advice. That's good news for all of us. What does that mean for people like me? You guys know me. I'm a big HODLer, right? On this channel, I talk about holding fast. You've seen my other videos about that. It's sort of that old fishing analogy where you're going through a storm on a ship and you look at any sailor, they always use those words, hold fast to those ropes. In fact, they would often get it tattooed right there on their fists. So it would say hold fast because it fits perfectly on there. And I love that analogy because I think that's the truth with crypto. There's always going to be a date in which you sell some. And that's okay. It's always a good decision to do that when you feel the time is right. But holding fast is really, really, really nice because for every year that you hold, at least for now, you won't have to answer yes on your IRS 1040. So that's a good thing. Hey guys, that's all I've got for you. Short video, but some new and I think important data that came from our friends at the IRS I want to make sure I cover. Hey, if you're new, welcome to my channel. Check out all the other stuff I am all about producing. Would love for you, by the way, to hit subscribe, definitely hit the like button, and definitely hit that bell icon because I want to stay in touch with you and I would love for you to see the new content I've got coming out. All right, what do you think about all this? Give me some thoughts, give me some content feedback. What do you think is the future of the federal government and crypto? Do you think they're going to shut it down? If so, why? If not, why not? And what do you think is the future with the IRS and taxable events? Do you think we're going to kind of see things stay the same over the next few years? Personally, I think so, but I would love to know what you guys think. All right, guys, make it a great day. Thanks.